Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. Up on the stand today, we have Miss Wren. Now, keeping with the theme of changes, I've shifted the camera angle yet again. This is not the brush I want, because I wasn't thrilled with the angle that I used for Fanta. I was trying to get you guys kind of a better shot of their full side so you can see what I'm working on. And you can see what their coats look like before I work on it, etc. And I think what you ended up seeing is much more of my back than the goat, which is not what I want. You didn't get to see my caboose, which is okay, but you know, I don't want you to have to stare at my back while I'm working. That's not the intent. You should be staring at the goat. So Wren here, as you know, is a bit of our little diva. She loves the attention, but on her terms and her terms only. So as I work on her back end, which is extra sensitive as she gets into her breeding season. She's not in cycle yet, but she should be in another week or two. She is just not interested in it. You may also notice that we don't have Tonka running around this time. He got bored and took off to go explore other things. And when I say took off to go explore other things, let me just, the farm hubby is outside working on a project. We've got projects going on all over the place. He is not unsupervised. He just moved to a different area to be supervised by a different person. And we're working, the whole point of having a working farm dog is that dog is supposed to be able to think for itself, be able to make some decisions, be able to help on the farm with rounding up animals or doing chores or anything else. So he is getting there. He's a little over a year old now. September. He's 18 months. Yes. No, shoot. No, he's 12, 13, 14, 15 months. Making him older than he is. So he still has a long way to go before he's fully useful. But he has earned himself the right to a little bit more freedom of decision-making, freedom of activity, and he still makes mistakes a lot. So that freedom gets reined in pretty quickly when he makes a mistake, but which teaches him, right? So actually, funny story. Yesterday, he spent most of the day with Farm Hubby in the hangar, working on some of the equipment, maintenance, etc. And it's a full day when you have to do equipment maintenance, switch out mower blades, do all the tractor stuff and all the nonsense that I don't pay any attention to because that's not my chore, just like grooming is not the hubby's chore. So Tonka was with him most of the day, and he's gotten pretty good about having fun chasing squirrels, but also recognizing that once a squirrel goes up in a tree, it's no more fun, and he sort of, immediately backs off, which is perfect, right? We don't mind him chasing a squirrel up a tree. What we don't want him to do is be chasing a squirrel all over creation. Well, yesterday the squirrel did not go up the tree. Instead, the squirrel decided to take off across the front lawn, and the dog went with him. He stopped. Now, I will give him credit, right? He stopped and did not leave the property. So he has learned to recognize the property lines, the street. I don't know that he recognizes its danger per se, but he understands his boundaries, and that was nice to see. But he should not have taken off like that, and certainly not when Farm Hubby called him back and he put Farm Hubby on ignore because Squirrel was much more fun. So he got reined in. And what does that mean? That means we had, he got tied out with Farm Hubby instead of having the ability to move freely. He, just had a long line and couldn't go at his own beck and call. He needed to stay within that, whatever, I don't know, the long line is 20 feet. So a 20 feet radius, 40-foot diameter for those that are going to check me. So That is his punishment. And for him, that's punishment enough, right? He wants the freedom and the movement to be able to go where he wants to go, do what he wants to do. And we want him to have that, right? The purpose of his breed is to have the ability to think for themselves, to be problem solvers, to understand the task at hand without direction. A lot of working and herding dogs need direction, and that is rightfully so. You know, you tell them to move the animals this way or that way with commands, and they do it, and they do it really, really well. With the blue heeler or Australian cattle dog, which is what Tonka is, the breed itself is designed to very often look at the command you gave them and say, nope, nope, that's not right. I need to do this instead. And in the way it should work is that their decision is actually correct, right? So they are designed to be, you know, independent thinkers. They should be able to work without command. You have to teach them the job, don't get me wrong. Like, they don't just instinctively know, okay, the goats need to go home at night and I should go round them up. You have to teach them that. But then you shouldn't have to be out in the pasture with them, telling them to go right, go left, go, you know, up, go down, go back. They actually should be able to do that without your direction. He has a very, very long way to go before that is the case, right? You know, 3 years of age, maybe. So we're at 15 months. We got a long way to go. So, Wren, I just spent that whole time talking about Tonka instead of you. What do you think about that? That's what I thought. You didn't like that very much, did you? All right. Well, you can see that her coat is finally starting to mature a bit. We are getting past the point that there are layers. There are still short pieces here. You can see we sort of have a layer here, then there's another layer here, and then she's got her bottom that is starting to get some length and some fullness to it, which is nice to see. I have assessed her about 1,000 times in the last couple of weeks to decide if she is going to the show or not. She is not going to go to the show. And I've said that on some videos before, but this is my last time to really lay hands on her. The show registrations have already been sent in, but I could put her as an add-on if for some reason I thought she was ready, and she is not. She's beautiful. She's looking significantly better than even what I thought she was looking at, just looking at her dry in the pasture. If she got a shampoo, which she will, but if she gets a shampoo and a condition, things will look even better. The texture is perfect. It's just the length and consistency that isn't there. And for me, it's just not there. And when I put her in a ring, she's, going on 1.5 years. No, she's going on 2 years now, against 2-year-olds of her, her age category. They will have coats to the floor. They will have consistency and length where they don't have these choppy layers. So she might not go into a ring until she's 3 or 4. But if she continues to improve, she will be headed into a ring at some point in time. It just won't be for a while yet. She needs time to get that coat length. And it may never get there, but if it does, I'm excited to get her in a ring. She's beautifully conformed. Her conformation is spot on. She's got all the right things in terms of headdresses and muffs and coat texture. She just doesn't have the correct length. And as a result, I am not going to drag her into the ring because she just will not perform in comparison to her peers. But that is okay because you make up for it in 1,000-fold with your personality and with your babies. I don't know if you heard the snort. The snort is a little new. That only comes out at breeding season as they start to think about breeding and get, sort of cycle into heat and get ready. The snorts come out pretty hard. So she is starting to snort. So she's on watch right now for when we have a date with the boys. Isn't that right? She's like, I don't care. Get me off the stand. So we're going to be done for now. I hope you have a fabulous day wherever you are in this world. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. be kind, and I will see you at the next one. Thanks for being a part of my community. Bye for now.